Time for our weekly update on the Texas Tech volleyball team. We're joined now by Coach Flora. And Coach, your team fresh off a win against UTEP 3-0. You're now 9-2 on the season. Let's talk about how things have started out for you.
Yeah, one thing, I don't think we want to go to UTEP on a Tuesday right after football just buries UTEP here with a big score. But it was kind of nice to get down to UTEP for a midweek, get into a little bit of that ritual of how do you get prepared for a single match on a Tuesday night, a little bit more like conference. And overall, coming off a big weekend, I think the trip to Annapolis, the Naval Academy, kind of cool to be there on 9/11. A good weekend. GW, George Washington University, is a very good team. Top 50 in the RPI last year, returns a lot of their starters from last year. And so a 4-set win over GW was big. Navy's solid. That was a great win. We let one get away from us from Maryland, so that day's gone. But I like where we are. I like what we're doing offensively and defensively. So there's some pieces of growth that you're really aware of with this 9-2 start.
You touched on a little bit there, but talk about the strength of schedule, something that you wanted to bolster, something you needed before you get into such a tough Big 12. What do you think of it so far?
Well, I think it was really important in our reflection as a staff. One of the things you want to see the Bullets flying the same speed as what you're going to see in the Big 12. And nothing against our schedule in the past, but there were some teams where we felt like, hey, we're the dominant team in this matchup. Now we raised the bar a little bit. Utah State, an NCAA type team. GW, an NCAA type team. Maryland, up and coming. I think Houston's going to be very good. That was an important win. SFA was a 20-win team last season with everybody back but one kid. And I like the 9-2 more important than what we were in an undefeated start last year.
Talk about Lauren Douglas. She's been phenomenal, second in the nation in hitting percentage. How much of a rock has she been for your team so far?
One of the things to say, when you're top 5 in the country as a middle attacker, whoever you're going to play, that's a lot of good work from her, production, growth. But one of the things, last weekend we played 3 matches, she only had 3 attack errors all weekend. Last Tuesday night she had 3 attack errors in 3 sets. So for her to have 3 in a weekend, it just shows her efficiency, her decision making. Also a sign that Marguerite Grubb and her are really connecting well, and that's a tribute to Marguerite. But Lauren's just really gotten herself right mentally, making the right decisions. She's a load right now. She's tough to stop.
Conversely, for your team, you have, I believe, top 5 in the nation in opponents hitting percentage, number 1 in the Big 12 right now. Explain to everybody home what exactly that means.
Attack percentage is how many kills, how many errors, and then your total attempts. Like baseball, it's you either get a hit or you get out. You could get a kill, put the ball away, or you can just hit it in, or you can hit it out or be blocked. So there's a sort of your kills minus your errors. Anyway, the point of that is we're holding teams to 111. To be top 10 in the country in that range and number 1 in the Big 12 means that we're doing a good job with our block, stopping people, but also defending behind it. Carly Faust has really stepped up. Ashley Morgan, it's fantastic to see her defense on the right side. Tita, Caitlin Bryant, our littles, our defensive specialists are just doing a really nice job.
Talk about this Lone Star Showdown. Got some good teams coming in. Start out with Portland State, Washington State, an 8-1 team. What will you see, obviously getting to play at home, what will you see from some of these teams?
Yeah, Portland State, very good offensively. They run a really fast offense, and they've had a lot of success in the past, so, real worry there. You want to make sure you're prepared for what they do offensively. I like our game plan. And then always, the Pac-12, the Big 10, and us in the Big 12, the best 3 conferences in the country. So a matchup with Washington State, they've gotten off to a good start, and I think that'll be a really important matchup. That 7 o'clock, let's go get after it against Washington State.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach, so much for your time. Yeah. Texas Tech volleyball and Portland State coming up Friday at 11 a.m. Come on out, support the Red Raider volleyball team as they look to get it rolling before Big 12 season starts.